ever dream of ditching the 9 to 5,
Yeah.
becoming your own boss?
Yeah, who hasn't?
Well, today we're diving into a guide that claims to help you do just that.
Oh, really?
It's called Amazon Selling Blueprint by Scott Voelker.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, have you read it?
I have. It's packed with strategies for launching your own private label product on Amazon.
Private label meaning?
Like you create and brand the product yourself.
Ah, okay.
And the book says you can do it all in under 90 days.
90 days.
That's the claim.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Volker himself supposedly made over $118,000 in just 6 months using these strategies.
Oh.
So we're going to break down what he's got to offer, see what it's all about.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Sounds good.
One of the things that struck me right away was Volker's emphasis on a structured approach.
Yeah, right from the start.
He doesn't just tell you to, go sell stuff online.
No, he really focuses on building a solid foundation first.
Yeah, like finding that winning product idea.
Exactly. And he has some interesting techniques for identifying product opportunities that have kind of been overlooked, like the hidden gems.
Instead of just chasing the latest trends.
Right. It's more about keen observation and thorough market research.
He talks about finding gaps in the market using tools like Google Trends.
Yeah, Helium 10 Jungle Scout.
Using those to analyze demand and competition.
You don't always have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Sometimes it's about finding a wheel with a better grip or a cool new color that people actually want.
Yeah, something that's actually selling.
Exactly.
So you found your awesome product idea. What's next?
Well, Volker introduces this concept he calls the 10 by 10 by 1 formula.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
So basically it's selling 10 units a day at a $10 profit.
Which equals $100 a day.
$100 a day, and then...
Which translates to $36,500 per year.
Okay, so it sounds simple enough, but...
Is it really that easy?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's simple math, yes.
Yeah.
But it's more of a framework for thinking about your business, not a guarantee.
Right.
So, imagine you have a product, like a phone case, right?
Correct.
Unique phone case. If you can sell 10 of those a day with a $10 profit margin, well, then, yeah, the formula works.
Yeah.
But getting to those numbers, that's the real work.
Right.
It's about picking the right product with a decent profit margin and then getting enough people to see your listing so you can hit those sales.
So it's not about finding any product. It's about finding the right product.
There you go.
And I noticed Volker breaks down the whole process into 5 phases.
It does.
Almost like a roadmap for building an Amazon business.
Exactly. And it starts with brainstorming product ideas, right?
Okay.
Getting those ideas down, and then you validate them, meaning you do your market research.
Oh.
See if there's actually demand.
Makes sense.
Then comes the sourcing phase. You got to figure out who can make your product.
The manufacturer.
Exactly. Then you have to get your product listed on Amazon and make sure it shows up in search results.
Optimize it.
Yes. Then comes the launch phase. You drive traffic, try to get those initial sales.
And get those reviews.
And then, of course, there's the ongoing work, optimizing your listing, doing some marketing to keep the sales going.
So it's a constant process.
It is.
It's not just a set it and forget it type of thing.
Definitely not.
One part that seems particularly tricky to me is the sourcing.
Yeah.
Finding reliable manufacturers.
It can be.
And getting good prices, especially if you're just starting out.
Right.
I'm sure that can be a real challenge.
Well, Volker shares some pretty helpful tips in the book.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, he talks about using online directories like Alibaba.
Okay.
You can find manufacturers there. And then he also recommends attending trade shows.
Oh, interesting.
Meeting suppliers face-to-face. And he even suggests working with sourcing agents sometimes.
Sourcing agents?
Yeah, they can help you streamline the whole process of finding and vetting suppliers.
So they do the legwork for you.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
He also really emphasizes the importance of building relationships with suppliers.
Okay.
Understanding your costs, and being willing to walk away from a bad deal.
So knowing your worth.
Yeah, and he actually tells this story about how he saved thousands of dollars on a manufacturing order.
Really?
Just by politely declining the first offer.
Wow.
And then they came back with a much lower price just to get the deal.
See, that's what I love about this book. It's full of these practical tips. Things you can actually use.
Real world stuff.
Yeah, and what about the cost of starting all this?
Well,
It sounds like you need a ton of money up front to...
not necessarily.
Yeah.
Volker's a big advocate for bootstrapping.
Bootstrapping.
Yeah, it means starting small.
Okay.
Not going all in right away, scaling up gradually as you start making sales.
So starting with a smaller product order?
Exactly. See how it goes, and then you reinvest your profits as you grow.
So it's less risky that way.
Exactly, minimizing your risk.
Okay, so let's say you've got your product, you found a supplier, you're ready to launch.
You're ready to go.
Voelker talks about 2 preferred launch methods.
He does.
What makes those stand out? What makes those better than others?
Well, they both focus on creating an initial burst of sales and visibility.
So like making a splash right out of the gate.
Exactly, because that's so crucial for ranking well on Amazon.
So people can find your product.
One method he talks about is using Amazon's own advertising platform
All right.
to get your product in front of the right customers from day one.
So like targeted advertising.
Right. And then the other method focuses on building buzz before you even launch,
Oh, interesting.
using social media, email lists, maybe even influencer marketing
Yeah.
to generate those early reviews and hopefully drive some initial sales.
So it's like a 2-pronged approach.
Yeah, and it's all about launching strategically, not just putting your product up there and hoping for the best.
Makes sense. And once you've launched, you want to rank high in those search results.
That's cool.
I know keywords are important, but Voelker says there's more to it than just keywords.
Yeah, he really emphasizes the importance of high-quality product photography.
Yeah, I could see that.
Those pictures need to pop.
Make people want to click.
Exactly. And then, of course, positive customer reviews are gold.
Yeah, those testimonials.
Think about it. When you're shopping on Amazon, what do you look at?
The pictures.
The pictures, the reviews.
Yeah, I look at the star rating too.
Exactly. It's about building trust and showing off your product in the best way possible.
Yeah, and making sure it's a good product in the first place.
Of course, that goes without saying.
But getting to the top is only half the battle, right?
Right.
What about staying there? How do you keep those sales coming in?
Well, Voelker outlines a 6-step plan for maintaining that sales momentum.
6 steps.
And it involves constantly tweaking your listing,
Optimizing it.
keeping an eye on your competition, talking to your customers,
Engaging with them.
running promotions, and staying adaptable.
Adaptable.
The market changes, so you got to
Oh.
change with it.
Right, keep up with the trends.
Exactly. And remember that 10 by 10 by 1 formula.
Yeah.
Consistent sales are key to hitting that target.
Okay, so it's all about the long game.
Exactly.
Now, Voelker also talks about some common pitfalls that new sellers should try to avoid.
He does.
What are some of those red flags that he highlights?
Well, one big one is picking a product with too much competition.
Yeah.
Going into a saturated market.
Right.
Another pitfall is underestimating the costs involved.
Oh, yeah, like the fees and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then some people neglect customer service.
Oh, that's a big one.
Huge. And of course, you absolutely cannot ignore Amazon's policies.
Right, you'll get shut down.
Exactly. But he gives some good advice on how to avoid or navigate these issues.
So, like actionable steps.
Yeah, for instance, he suggests starting with a product that has at least a 30% profit margin
After all the fees?
after all the fees and expenses.
Okay, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
Now, he also includes a case study in the book
Yeah.
of someone who made a $500 profit in just 60 days.
Turned $500 into $1,000.
Oh, $1,000.
Yeah, so $500 profit in 60 days,
Okay, that's even better.
just from selling on Amazon.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it's important to remember that this is just one example.
Okay.
Results can vary widely, but it does show that if you have the right product and the right strategy,
You can make money.
you can make significant profits.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point because it's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis.
It is.
Overthinking everything.
Right.
But this case study shows that it's possible.
It's about taking action.
So overall, would you say that Amazon Selling Blueprint is a good resource for people who want to get started with selling on Amazon?
I'd say it's a solid guide. It's
Mhm.
comprehensive, it's practical, and it gives you a clear roadmap.
A roadmap to success.
Potentially, yeah.
Gary.
It's packed with real-world insights, and I think it can help people navigate the whole Amazon marketplace.
Because it can be overwhelming.
It can be.
There's so much to learn.
There is,
So I think having a guide like this can be really helpful.
definitely.
So for our listeners out there who are thinking about launching their own product,
Yeah.
what would be your advice to them? Like, what would be that first step?
I'd say start by asking yourself, what problem are you trying to solve for people?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Finding a need and fulfilling it.
And then figure out how to sell that solution on Amazon.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Right.
But hopefully this deep dive has given you some food for thought
Some inspiration.
and maybe even inspired you to take that first step towards launching your own Amazon business.
Let's go for it.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.